Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Brendan, and I hope all of you guys are having a great day no matter where you are from, because Bitcoin is in the process of a very convincing recovery, and not only is its price action moving continually higher really since this year has begun, but also when we're looking at some of its on-chain metrics like its transaction volume for the Bitcoin network, it is approaching near all-time high levels and multi-year high levels in the very least. In fact, there's other analysts that are saying, hey, according to on-chain metrics, Bitcoin could be forming a bottom here. So we're going to be breaking down all of this in today's video because there is a lot happening in the great world of crypto, especially when it relates to the father of crypto, Mr. Bitcoin. So let's go ahead and take a look over here, and I want to point your attention to the top of this chart, specifically this one right here for the transactions of the Bitcoin network on the daily, and then the transactions of the Bitcoin network on the monthly. So what we can see over here is on the daily, it's a very, very impressive number. This is the highest number that Bitcoin has been able to put in for the Bitcoin network transactions since all the way back in one of our previous market cycles about 4 or 5 years ago. So this is a multi-year high for where the Bitcoin network is at right now. We go to the monthly and we see the same thing. This is the highest levels that the Bitcoin network has seen in terms of transactions since all the way back around 2020, 2019, making this multi-year highs. And I'm sure a lot of you are wondering, Brendan, why in the world would the Bitcoin network be seeing these record levels of transactions right now? And when we go and we look at what's happening on the Bitcoin chart, it's no secret. I mean, Bitcoin is absolutely crushing it. Really, since this year has begun, despite all the pullbacks that Bitcoin has had, it's gone up. Maybe it goes up 10%, pulls back 5%, goes up 20%, pulls back 10%. And it's just gradually making its way higher every single time that it makes its next move. And so this has marked a really, really big part for Bitcoin, because when we go and we look at Bitcoin dominance is at one of the highest places that it's ever been. Now, we've talked about this previously. This is actually a pretty historic topping point for where Bitcoin dominance likes to top out at. But if it doesn't top out here, if it decides to actually break out, I mean, look at its next main resistance levels. Bitcoin dominance could easily go up anywhere from it could easily go from 50% to 60%, and it would be a reasonable move. Now, a lot of people are questioning how the altcoin market could respond to this. Maybe they just trail in Bitcoin's footsteps, where Bitcoin goes up 10% and altcoins are just going up something like 5%. Or maybe the altcoin market actually ends up pulling back and flowing its money into Bitcoin. So there's a couple of different possibilities here. But it kind of begs the question that with the strength that we're seeing on Bitcoin, what would happen if it doesn't pull back to this multi-year kind of topping point where Bitcoin dominance has historically fallen at? So it's one of the things that I'm keeping an eye on, and that is also, again, with the rise in Bitcoin dominance, a lot of people are using it. A lot of people are interested in it. Both like fundamental investors and traders alike are kind of just looking at this and saying, hey, the on-chain metrics for Bitcoin aren't too bad at the moment. In fact, they actually look really good. So you have a lot of people that are more interested in Bitcoin at the moment than are in altcoins at the moment. Again, interest just kind of wax and wanes, and it's nothing crazy or deadly or anything bad like that. And then we have other reports like this one that are saying, hey, according to some of these on-chain metrics, the Bitcoin bear market might actually be behind us. And it goes on to talk about Bitcoin's price action and some of the different on-chain metrics that different platforms have analyzed from Glassnode, which is very similar to the one that we were looking at over here on the block. And so what it's saying is that whether we're talking about price, whether we're talking about on-chain metrics, whether we're talking about volume, whether we're talking about dominance, Bitcoin is really at the forefront of crypto right now. And if we go and we look at the past, even looking at something like the Total 2, which recently has been, pretty rapidly pulling back over the last week or two. If we go and we look at the Total 2 has had its time in the spotlight. And typically when the altcoin market, which is what the Total 2 represents, when the altcoin market is booming, Bitcoin is typically pulling back. And right now we're seeing the altcoin market pull back, and we're seeing things like Bitcoin go on a massive rip. So even when we look at Bitcoin compared to Ethereum, for example, let's just go ahead and throw up this chart. Bitcoin compared to Ethereum, I mean, for the past week or so, even for the past couple of months, Bitcoin has been relatively outperforming even Ethereum. And Ethereum, by no standards, has had a bad time recently. I mean, look at this chart. This thing's up drastically, and it's doing really, really well. So if Bitcoin is able to outperform even Ethereum over the past couple of months here, again, that is why there is more interest in Bitcoin. Ultimately, one of the biggest driving factors in crypto is people want to make money. And it's not just crypto, it's any kind of trade. People want to make money. And wherever they can make the most reliable, most amount of money possible, that is what people are going to be driven to. Now, I do think that as altcoins pull back, they are going to present a really key and crucial opportunity that some people take advantage of and others won't. Again, while Bitcoin is hot right now, that leaves an opportunity for other things to pull back and give better entries for long-term investments. So I'm not giving financial advice or anything like that here, but people often overlook assets, specifically cryptos, when they pull back. They say, oh, it's pulling back, it's in a bear market, it's dead, I don't want to invest in it while it's low. When in reality, your thoughts should probably be the opposite. So instead of buying something while it's high and hot, you should probably be looking at buying the things that are low and have good fundamental value, which Bitcoin does have. It has great fundamental values. And I think Bitcoin, you know, at $30,000 is still a steal. What I'm trying to say is that, you know, there's a healthy balance here. Altcoins are going to have their time in the limelight, and Bitcoin is at, you know, Bitcoin is having it right now, and I think it will continue to have it for years to come. So there is this healthy balance of both Bitcoin and altcoins, but Bitcoin, as of recently, is outperforming the altcoin markets. And I thought that the total 2 had the potential for a big old breakout here, but it turned out to just be a fake out. It broke out, could not hold this level. Bitcoin had too much strength, and altcoins came back down to its 50-day moving average. So a nice little, I guess, fake out here for the altcoin market, but it looked like it was going to be a promising breakout. At the end of the day, it just couldn't do it as of yet. So it looks like it wants to come back down, retest some higher swing lows, and, you know, maybe if Bitcoin dominance sees the rejection that we were just looking at off of this historical topping point, maybe if Bitcoin dominance sees a rejection up here, then maybe we can get that altcoin cycle that we've been waiting for. So as Bitcoin dominance falls and breaks through its support levels, that could be the opportunity for the altcoins to run, but we're just not there yet. So that's one of the big things that I'm keeping an eye out on as we work our way into the weekend here. But that's going to go ahead and sum us up. So I hope all of you did enjoy this video. If you did, make sure you smack that like button, hit the subscribe button. I got videos just like this one, keeping you updated on everything that's happening in the great world of crypto and blockchain every single week, multiple times a week. So until next week's videos, everyone, stay safe, have some fun, and I'll see all of you very, very soon.